Hi, I'm Tom Chick. It's Easter. Happy Easter, everyone. Look, I can prove it. April 12th, 2020. Welcome to my dining room table. It might look like I've been out at an Easter service, but I haven't. I thought it would be fun to look like I had. We'll get that in a moment. So here we are on Easter. We're about to go play legendary Marvel deck building game with a new team. But first I want to explain how I got this team. So I have a good friend named Kieran who grew up, he's more like a little brother. He is of an age where he grew up with Marvel movies. Like, those are his Star Wars. So I figured who better than to poll for who are your favorite Marvel superheroes, pick 5. So I did. I emailed him and he said, okay, you know, I'm an X-Men guy, so this might surprise you, but here are my 5 favorite Marvel heroes, and that's who we're gonna play with today. He picked, hold on, let me get a drink here. He picked, let's see, Human Torch, not an X-Men, Iceman, I've got it set up here, Nightcrawler, Quicksilver, and Spider-Man. Now, fortunately, they're all included in Legendary Marvel deck building game. I've got decks for each of them. The issue is there are 4 different Spider-Mans in my set. So what we're gonna do now in real time is text Kieran, because, you know, kids these days, even adults, people who have more advanced technology than cell phones, they text a lot. So we're gonna text him and ask him, which of the 4 Spider-Mans do you pick? We have Classic Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man. I don't know, I can't imagine why that doesn't obsolete Classic Spider-Man. High-Tech Spider-Man from the Homecoming movie where he gets the fancy Tony Stark outfit. And then just regular Peter Parker, which arguably, okay, not Spider-Man, but he becomes Spider-Man. I mean, Peter Parker is Spider-Man, right? So, okay, we're gonna text Kieran now and ask him which of these 4 Spider-Men he wants. So, okay, bear with me. Let's see. Menu. Nope. Contacts. Nope. How do I go to, like, new message? Message. New message. Okay, we're well on our way. Add from contacts. And then going down to Kieran. Going past, there's the J's. There's Kelly Wand. Kieran. And then, I guess, okay. Okay, here we go. All right. Which space, I'm not going to bother with capitalization. I think he'll understand. Which Spider-Man I'm also not going to put the dash between Spider and Spider-Man. I'm just going to write Spider-Man all as one word. How do you back up? Okay, clear. Which Spider-Man space do you... Should I just do the letter U? I'm going to do it. Which Spider-Man do you... Just letter U. Oops, not T. Back up, hold on. Clear. Do you choose 2, 3, 4, and then E. Now I need to put some sort of punctuation between which. Okay, let's try to get a colon in there. How am I going to get a colon? And it looks like we went past a semicolon. You know what the issue? I don't have on my regular glasses. Hold on a second. Okay, that's much easier. Which Spider-Man do you choose? Oh shoot, hold on. Back up. Where's like symbols? Is a colon a symbol? It's probably like emoticons and stuff. Hold on, let me back out of there. I'm just gonna do which Spider-Man do you choose? Oh, question mark. That's gotta be under here somewhere. Do you choose? All right, Classic Spider-Man. C-L-A. Spider-Man. All right, comma. Is that a comma or a period? Let's back up. I think that's a period. No, it's an @ sign. There's a comma. Classic Spider-Man. Ultimate Spider-Man. He's probably just going to pick classic. Ultimate space S-P-I. Classic Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man, High-Tech Spider-Man, space, H, oh no, wait, back up, hold on, clear, H, I, G, oh, those are all in the same key, so you have to wait on it to cycle through, High-Tech, oops, I wrote High-Tia Spider-Man. That's not correct. High-Tech S-P-I-D-E-R-M-A. I'm getting good at, oh no, I wrote Spider-Man. Okay, hold on. I was saying I was getting good at writing Spider-Man, but I'm not. Spider-Man, and then N, comma, we're almost there. This is the home stretch. Space, or 1, 2, 3. Just how should I frame? Or Peter Parker, or just Peter Parker, or I'm just going to put Peter Parker. Kieran's smart enough to figure this out. Or P E T E R. I hope I'm not like teaching him bad habits by not capitalizing proper nouns here. I mean, children can be impressionable. He's not a child, what am I saying? I mean, dude is huge. Like, he used to be a little 7-year-old kid. Oh, shoot, I backed up. Dude's like 6'3" now. It's amazing. Or Peter space P-A 1, 2, 3 Park E R. Okay, then a final question mark. Oh shoot, I passed it. Hold on, coming back around. Question mark. There. I kind of want to like spell check everything. You know what? I'm just going to send. All right. Send. All right, sending message. And I mean, it's my understanding that text communication is pretty instantaneous. So let's just hang out. Oh, I should show. Look at this tie. This tie, I don't get a chance to wear ties a lot. I don't own that many. Check this out. They're dolphins. It's a dolphin tie. I don't even know where I got this. This might not even be mine. Just ended up at the house. All right. Well, should we go over to the dining room table while we wait? Yeah, let's go over to the dining room table and, oh, I know, we'll find out what villain and what scheme we're fighting against. And by then we'll figure out which, presumably, Spider-Man we're using. All right, here we go. If you recall, previously we used a program on the iPad called, or iPhone, any iOS, called Wheel of Fate. And we are, while we're waiting on Kieran to text me back about which Spider-Man to use, we're going to determine our mastermind, our 2 villain groups, and our henchmen. So let me set this up here so that you can see it. Here, this is what we had last. We're just going to ignore these fellows right here. We're just looking for this here, our mastermind, our villain, 2 villain groups, our henchmen, and of course our scheme. So I'm going to hit assemble, and we have Nimrod, the Super Sentinel. Yeah, he's our mastermind. His name is Nimrod. What his scheme is, the gladiator pits of Sakaar. Actually, I think I know what that is. That's from Thor Ragnarok, where he's like, hey, I know this guy, and he fights Hulk. The villains that come with Nimrod, Super Sentinel. Oh, wait, Sentinels are the giant robots that hunt X-Men. You'd think I would know this stuff. Let's see, they come with Sentinel Territories as a villain group. Code Red. Oh, World War Hulk, folks. I thought they... Oh, Savage Land mutates again. Come on. I'm tempted to re-roll. Did I tell it to always pick Savage Land mutates or something? No. Just random. Sometimes that happens with random things. They repeat. All right. You know what we can do? Let's meet the team so far. This might seem a bit excessive, but when you're playing a deck builder, the cards that can go into your deck, it's important that you know that stuff. So we don't have our Spider-Man down here, but each of these rows is one of the 4 heroes that we know we're using so far. And the cards from left to right, there are 2 commons, they're less expensive, and there are 5 of each of those. There are 3 uncommons, and then there's 1 rare. So this is each character's super powerful and expensive card. You'll note those always cost 7 or 8. I say always. Once Spider-Man arrives, I'm going to show you an exception. So if we look at each hero's row, just to get a basic idea of what they're going to do for us, and we'll add Spider-Man in a moment, just as soon as Kiernan texts me back. Human Torch has the ability to do this powerful attack, but it causes a wound. But then his cheaper card can remove the wounds. This card here, Flame On, lets him trade recruit power for an extra damaging attack. And these superpower cards, let's not be too concerned with them. There's only going to be 1 of each of those. If they come out, we'll take a look at them. Iceman. So here's the cool thing about him. All of his cards have, oh, not all, this one. Well, all of his cards trigger off of, they get a bonus from ranged superheroes. So ranged, and ranged. Oh, also ranged. So if we can keep in the deck a bunch of these ranged cards, let me show you the icon here. It's like an aiming reticle. That thing right there. Then Iceman can be fairly valuable to us. I also like this, his common card that only costs 2 points. So what does he do? So he keeps off of ranged. So basically that's it. He's a guy who hangs back and I guess, I don't know, shoots icicles. Coming down here, we all know what Nightcrawler does. He bamfs. He teleports around. So teleport in this game, I don't know if you ever saw me referring to this. This is a list that I printed out of all of the Marvel Legendary keywords. So when you build a deck, you know what keywords are relevant. And I just keep this around in alphabetical order, because otherwise you've got to track all of these different instruction manual, all of these different pages that come with the different sets to look up the keywords, and that's a pain in the butt. So teleport is going to be an important keyword for us because Nightcrawler teleports, and what that simply means is when you have the card in your hand, you can of course play it, or you can delay it until next turn, meaning set it aside, then you draw your hand up to 6 cards, and then you add the teleport card that you set aside. So it delays the card's effect and then adds an added effect to your next hand. Quicksilver, and by the way, look at this artwork. I don't know what to make of this. That right there, that's what they're going with? That looks like TV's Frank from Mystery Science Theater 3000. Although if you want to see a derpy Quicksilver, let me show you this. Yeah, how about that? I think Evan Peters is the Quicksilver we all know and love. So Quicksilver's keyword is hyperspeed, which simply means draw and discard that many cards from your deck, and each one that has fighting ability adds +1 fighting ability. So basically he burns quickly through the deck. And then here we will look at whoever Spider-Man is going to be. I don't know, maybe I didn't send the text correctly. How would I check that? It might be time to roll a d4. we have set up down here our 4 possible Spider-Men. I'm afraid we're going to have to go to randomresult.com. All right, here's randomresult.com. We want it to give us a random number between 1 and 4. Did it roll? Yeah, it rolled 1. So looking up here, oh, we're just going with boring old classic Spider-Man. Should I re-roll? No, that would be cheating. All right, we're going with boring classic old Spider-Man. So here's the weird thing about Spider-Man cards. Across all the sets, Spider-Man cards always and only cost 2 points, meaning his 2 commons and his uncommon and his rare all have the same cost. And furthermore, they rely on having in your deck cards that cost 2 or less. They all have instructions, hey, reveal the top card of your deck. If it costs 2 or less, do something cool. So with your starting shield agents and shield troopers, they cost 0. And Spider-Man, and also, by the way, our Deep Freeze card from Iceman, that's 2 or less, we could get a lot of synergies going. But the moment that we add something more expensive, it's kind of like a potential roadblock for a Spider-Man deck. So here we go. Here's our deck. Let's shuffle it up. Oh, no, we have to set up this, I forgot now even the, what? Super Sentinel? What was his name? Nimrod? Okay, let me go set that deck up, and then we'll be ready to go. Okay, we're all set, and I guess we're going with Classic Spider-Man. I'm okay with, well, I guess I'm okay with that. We'll see. Let me show you briefly what's going on with our villain and our schemes and mastermind and all that. Nimrod, whenever a Master Strike comes out, we have to reveal a tech card, or he'll make us discard all of our either fight or recruit power we pick. And furthermore, in order to fight him, we have to have at least 6 recruit power and the 6 fight power. So he's going to, in one sense, force us to diversify, but in another sense, he's going to justify adding a lot of economic power in each deck. Because sometimes when you go for a lot of this recruit power, you end up hamstringing yourself. We don't have any choice. In order to punch him, we're going to need at least 6 points of recruit power in our hand, so we've got to go for both fight power and recruit power. Now, this Gladiator Pits of Sakaar stipulates that we lose if 4 villains, that's 2 villains per player, we're playing a 2-hand game, which would be 2 players. So if 4 villains escape, we lose. So the idea with this Gladiator Pits thing is that villains are coming out and we have to stop them. We have to fight them. Furthermore, when a scheme twist comes out, there are 6 of them in the villain deck, we can only use cards on that turn from 1 team. Now, if you recall, when we had all of our heroes laid out, actually you can kind of see here, we've got 2 X-Men teams, 1 Avenger, 1 Fantastic Four, and I guess Spider-Man's on his own team? I guess that makes sense. So we, on the Master Strikes, will, if we've got a bunch of cards from 1 team, and by the way, S.H.I.E.L.D. is its own team, then we can weather the Master Strikes, otherwise they're going to, I'm sorry, the scheme twists, otherwise they're going to slow us down as they come out. So let's see how this goes.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man. Is he strong? Listen, bud, he's got radioactive blood. Can he swing from a thread? Take a look overhead. Hey there goes the Spider-Man. In the chill of night, at the scene of a crime, like a streak of light, he arrives just in time. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Wealth and fame, he's ignored. Action is his reward. To him, Life is a great big day. Wherever there's a hang, you'll find a Spider-Man.
Whew. Okay, this has been pretty epic. What has happened is this was easy to keep the villains from escaping. The problem is that in order to do that, you build up decks that give you a lot of fighting power. Pretty straightforward. But this Nimrod fella, his prerequisite is in order to fight him on any given turn, you need 6 points of recruiting power. And in a hand of 6 cards, to get 6 points of recruiting power and at least 6 points of fight power to punch him, that was challenging. So I've got a Spider-Man deck over here, constantly cycling through cards. It got to be huge. It's super bloated. By the way, I haven't won yet. I'm going to stop here and show you what I think is going to be the winning turn. But I got lucky enough that I've taken out 2 of Nimrod's 4 tactics cards. He's got 2 cards left. So here's the deal. I need to have 6 recruiting power in order to fight him, which let's verify. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And because I've played 3 shield cards, Melinda May tells me to draw a card. So there's my 6 recruiting power. I'll spend that in a minute. That's not my main concern. What I now want to do is use the Around the World Punch for Quicksilver. Now, the keyword hyperspeed, what that means is flip up a card on your deck and then add that card's fight power, or if that card has fight power, add +1. So this gives me 0 fight power, but you'll note I'm going to cycle my entire deck. I'm going to hyperspeed through the whole thing. Furthermore, I have no discard pile. This is a new hand from a fresh deck. So I'm going to go through all of these cards, and each one that has fight power printed on it gives me +1 fight power. Now, there are 2 of these tactics cards left for Nimrod. I've got my 6 recruit points to let me fight him. I'm assuming you can't fight Nimrod unless you made at least 6 this turn. Yeah, that lets me fight both of his tactics cards, right? So assuming I get 12 fight power, and what do I have so far? 6. I have to gain a wound. So assuming that I get, well actually let's go ahead and do the first punch. So 6 uses these. Let's see what the tactics card stipulates. Choose recruiting or fight, then reveal the top card of your deck. If that card has that icon, draw it and repeat this process. Oh, so I'm just going to fill up my deck with this anyway. Let's choose fight. Choose fight. It has it. Choose fight. It has it. Choose fight. Choose fight. All right, so that one stays there. And actually, without even using the Around the World Punch, I now have another 6. But just for giggles, one more. So wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 10, 12. This would be 13. I would shuffle and draw again. Yeah, so not only could I finish off Nimrod, I could go ahead and take out Rachel Summers of Future Past. I could take out both of these Crimson Dynamos if I wanted. So there you go. That was Kiernan's team that he stipulated for me. Quicksilver ended up being MVP. Classic Spider-Man did a great job. I don't know about Iceman. Human Torch, he pulled his own weight a few times. And who was our other person? Oh, Nightcrawler. Yeah, the teleport helped. So, thanks for watching. We prevailed against Nimrod in his attempt to run us through the gladiator pits of Sakaar. Now, I was going to show you what games to vote for the next round, but I will show you that tomorrow, because I also want to show you something else that's not this game. All of this I'm going to put up back in the box, and then we'll look at something else tomorrow, as well as you'll be given your options for voting. I'm going to show you 3 games. It'll be up to you guys what gets out on the dining room table. Join me for that tomorrow. Hope everyone had a great Easter. We'll see you then. Cheers. Oh, shoot a monkey. Ugh.